name is Ira Polk. I currently serve on the board of directors of Ice Clear USA, Inc., and am independent chair of their risk committee. Prior to that, I worked in the futures industry at MF Global and Main Group for approximately 25 years. I held numerous management positions, including the role of CFO, Chief Administrative Officer, as well as various board positions on U.S. holding companies during that period. Let's go back a little bit before Dodd Frank implementation, back to a very big bankruptcy that we're all familiar with, Enron. What happened after Enron, there was a response by the government, and Sarbanes-Oxley was introduced as a way to strengthen management responsibility and internal controls within the corporate environment. One of the basic concepts within SOX, as we endearingly call it, is that internal controls have to be strong enough, powerful enough to ensure that financial statements are prepared accurately and properly. And management assumes the responsibility for doing that. As part of that, they did address risk controls and risk management. And really, when we start to think about what should a risk department do, it really comes down to good basic management skills, what common sense procedures should be in place, and the risk practices and policies under SOX should have been documented and enforced. Now, if we roll forward and we look at then the problems that developed in the financial crisis, people argue that we didn't understand the risk. Now, to me, that implies then that the policies and procedures and practices that should have been put in place were either not in place or not being followed properly by management. So from my perspective, they should have been in place and been strong enough to detect potential problems. So what happens is we have the financial crisis. The Senate, the Congress, the government, if you will, responds and says that we need more controls. We need more regulation. And hence, Dodd Frank is introduced. Now, Dodd Frank does discuss the need for risk management controls. It basically says that you must have risk controls in place. It also states that there has to be policies and practices, that there have to be reports to management. But in my humble opinion, that those basic control factors should have been in place whether you have Dodd Frank or you don't have Dodd Frank.